Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Historic Challenges, and here we are, starting the Dawn of MotoGP. We're going to head straight into it. So we've got 2002, Biaggi versus Rookie of the Year. In the 2002 Brno Grand Prix, Max Biaggi is battling with an emerging young rider, Daijiro Kato, 250cc world champion in 2001 with Honda, and 11 victories in 16 GPs. Daijiro Kato is promoted to the newly formed MotoGP. Oh yeah, because MotoGP, I was thinking, is there a word missing there, but actually MotoGP, the first season of it was 2002. The Japanese rider immediately shows his talent, earning the title of Rookie of 2002. In the race, Kato starts well and leads Max Biaggi and Valentino Rossi. The trio is too fast for everyone, despite Okawa's trying to pass his compatriot. Biaggi wins, Kato second, Okawa third. Rossi retires. So I'm guessing we're just going to have to try and win the race, are we? So resist Daijiro Kato and Toru Okawa's attacks and win the race, and win by 5.3 seconds. Sounds easy enough, especially since we should be back on the bike we're more familiar with. Right, so here it is. In the previous episode I said something about thinking I had a Marlboro livery on. It must have been for the 2002 version instead of the 2001 version. Well, that's what it is. Especially with a lap to pull out 5.3, that's probably a bit harder. But it's crazy how different this bike feels. Because obviously, sort of back in the day, I mean, if you look at the bikes, right, you look at the Yamaha, the M1, which is obviously this first bike, looks exactly the same, pretty much cosmetically, as the bike previous to it, the YZR 500s, I think that's what they were called back then, the actual name of the bike itself. So if you look at like the chassis, the fairing and stuff, it all looks the same. Obviously they got new exhaust and stuff for the new engine. But it's the same with the other bikes, like the Kawasaki, not the Kawasaki, sorry, the Suzuki, that 2002 bike. Actually, maybe not with the Suzuki, but bikes like the Yamaha, they look basically exactly the same. The 500 version and the new version just got different exhaust and stuff. And basically, I think they just pretty much modified the chassis a little bit to fit the new engines in and just went with that. Whereas Honda in 2002 were the only manufacturer to actually build a new bike entirely for the. So they built a new bike around the engine and things like that, and that's why they were so dominant, I think, is what sort of happened. Obviously the others did then start to catch up, and you see their bikes did change quite drastically then to suit the sort of new style, but yeah, you notice the Yamaha basically looks exactly the same as the previous bike, because, well, in effect it was, it just had a new engine in it. I've got a big lead, I don't know if it's over 5 seconds though, it's 6.4, so that's enough to win. So as we go through Horizon, flicking the bike over into the penultimate turn, final turn. Horizon is the penultimate turn, not towards the line. You can see the riding was a lot better on a 400. A 400 or 4-stroke, sorry. Don't know why I said 400. If it's a 400, we definitely would not have won that. So we unlock Max Biaggi. We don't actually get to unlock a team this time though, we just unlock 2 stickers. So you'll head back to the menu and we'll look at the second challenge. So 2002, Kato unbeatable at Motegi. Relentless in the 250 class time sessions, 10 poles, Daijiro Kato shows he knows how to beat everyone, even in MotoGP. The chance is presented to him at the 2002 Pacific GP in Motegi. Riding a 5-cylinder Honda, Kato dominates the other RC211Vs and Max Biaggi's Yamaha. The Japanese rider's on pole for almost 45 continuous minutes, but then Biaggi goes wild, lowering his time by 0.3 of a second. The stopwatch is about to run out when Kato goes for his last try. He pulls off a perfect lap, getting pole position by 110 thousandths of a second. So I'm guessing we just have to set a lap time as Kato. Yeah, we've got to be the 1:52.1 at Motegi. So here we are then, down towards the 90-degree corner. Oh, I've locked the rear. I've just got on the rear brake to try and slow it down a bit more. But obviously these lap times are a bit easier to gauge compared to the MotoGP times of modern. So, because in the game they're not too far off. In real life, it's quite a big difference. Most of the bikes are the same as well, which makes it quite easy to swap between them. I'm pretty sure there's just one set of physics for the 990s, one for the 800s, and one for the the 2012 onwards one, the 1000s, that's what they are. I think that's how the historic 4-strokes are from looking at the game files, but it's actually been a pretty good first sector. That was pretty clean, not too many mistakes. Hit the brakes here for 150 metres. I'd usually probably brake a little later, but obviously since I'm not quite 100% sure of this bike. But I was commenting in the previous video, which I have just recorded. I don't know how long it's going to be between the two of them coming out, but in the previous episode I did comment a lot about how hard the 500s are to ride, and in comparison this 990 is just so easy to ride. Yeah, it's slipping a little bit on the rear, but not a massive amount, and you basically see the lines are a lot better. It's just I'm a bit more used to and a bit more comfortable, and yeah, I suppose it's a bit easier to ride, so it's easier to hit those lines. You see, I just play so much of the modern day stuff, obviously. I find it quite hard to ride the older stuff, but it is good fun. And like I did say in the previous one, I probably need to do some sort of open lobby or something at some point online, so you can all try and get involved, probably do a video on it or something. I have to think about organising that at some point. Through turn 12, then I've gone a bit wide, which actually might help us into victory here because we've got a very tight line on the power. Or towards the line. Oh, we really are going to beat this one. 4 seconds we beat that by there, so 48.7. So for that one we unlocked Daggio Kata himself and then the Grassini team of 2002. We also got another different Hornet sticker there. So we'll head back to the challenges menu and we'll have a look at challenge number 3. So 2002, Ukawa shows his worth at home. So there's no date for this one. So I'm guessing, is this a fantasy event, this one? Obviously some of them are based off real events. Like obviously this one's 4th of October and that one's 23rd of August. But this one has no date, so I'm assuming it's just like a fantasy event. So throughout his Ukawa shown his worth at home, I already read that, didn't I? So throughout his career, Toru Ukawa raced against some of the best riders of the last 30 years, often making the podium. This is demonstrated by the title of 250cc class runner-up world champion behind Valentino Rossi. Japanese rider was Rossi's teammate in 2002. A good year for Ukawa, winner in South Africa, 9 times on the podium and 3rd in the final standings, despite an injury. Here we see him facing the Motegi track, base of the Pacific GP from 2000 to 2003, a track that's not brought him much joy, unlike Suzuka where he won the 8 hours 5 times. So I'm guessing we just have to win here. No, it's the same challenge. This one was this is Motegi set this 52. So 152.1 was. It's the same time on the same. May as well just put the video of the other one in again. What? This is the same challenge because it's the same bike. It's going to handle the same. Right, so here to do another lap of Motegi on the exact same bike. So here we go out the half corner and up towards the line. 48, yeah, 48.9. It was a slower lap. But anyway, that one we unlocked Ukawa and 2 different stickers. So we'll head to the historic challenge menu again, and we'll look at challenge number 4. Hopefully, it's a different challenge. I saw that it was another Honda one and almost had a heart attack, but it's not the same track again, so it's alright. So 2002, with the RC211V, Barros catches the Italians. Brazil has always had great Formula 1 drivers, while in terms of motorbikes it was used to playing second lead. Then came Alex Barros and the Brazilians found their idol. Consistent, 32 podiums in his career, he is fast in practice, 5 poles, but especially in races, 14 fastest laps. In 2002 in MotoGP he gets to show off his talent despite riding the NSR 500. For the last 4 GPs he gets hold of the RC211V from Honda and amazes everyone. He wins at Motegi, takes 3rd in Sepang, 2nd in Australia and is again victorious in Valencia. Valentino Rossi and Max Biaggi a new rival to fear. So yeah, it was quite interesting. I remember seeing something by quite a bit. No, I saw something about this and it was actually quite interesting. So Barros actually had a 500 because obviously they allowed 500s to race in 2002 and I think 2003 as well they were allowed until they had to go away. And Barros in the Pons team actually had a NSR 500, I think, as did Caparossi. But Barros actually got the newer bike after Rossi won the title. So yeah, it's an interesting thing there. So we got to beat Rossi by 8.3 seconds, well basically 8.4. So we'll head into the track and hopefully we can do that without too much difficulty. So we're actually behind him, because it did say pass him as well, I did notice that. So we're actually behind him to start with. And there's 15 people in the race. So I don't know who else is in the race. But there's not 15 bikes just from 2002, so it'd look a bit odd if you slowed down, I think. And saw all these riders that were not supposed to be on the track. That's all. I've got a penalty for that. That seems a bit unfair, not gonna lie. So obviously Rossi's winning. That's a weird line through Mick Doohan corner there for Valentino. That's why they lose all the time. Norelei do not know how to ride these bikes. Straight around the outside of him, like he's standing still, up the inside. I don't know what AI difficulty they set these on, because obviously you can't adjust the AI difficulty. I'm guessing it's like on very easy or something. Or like on... It's on a really low setting. Because they lose a ton of time. See, on the old games, you could set the AI difficulty for the challenges, and it didn't actually affect it, so you could get all gold medals or whatever, or you could beat them all on easy, and it didn't affect you or anything. But then you could also do it on a harder difficulty if you wanted a bit more of a challenge. Whereas I think it makes more sense to reward you if you're, you know, better by giving you like these medals and stuff. But setting the AI difficulty really low and then just setting a ridiculous time, because if you think about this realistically, right? We've been given control for 2 laps, lap 29.30. The fact that we can pass him and gain 8.4 seconds in 2 laps, it wouldn't be possible in real life, like at all. There's no way you could gain 8 seconds on someone you're actually competing with, and not just like, you know, a back marker. So it's just a bit preposterous. Doesn't really make sense that they can set the challenges. So like, instead of making it so that AI, you know, difficulty set higher, because obviously they've got to make it so that everyone can achieve the challenges, so that you can unlock the riders at least. Because bronze is what unlocks the riders, isn't it? Every time. Although I think some of them you just get stickers for actually, as you get further through. Yeah, so like they could just make it so you could pick the AI difficulty rather than making it so you have to beat him by 9 seconds. Because it'd be nice if you could like just... Look, we've already done it and there's still 3 sectors to go. But it'd be nice like if you were battling Rossi right to the last corner or something and just beat him. Rather than like, you know, overtaking him within like 3 corners, despite the fact you start about 2 seconds behind him, and then beating him by, you know, like 8 seconds in a lap. You know, you're like over 8 seconds a lap quicker than the guy. So I overtook him around the outside to the left-hander, which is where the sector is. So I literally took the lead into that sector, and within a lap, I had 8.4 on him. So I'm over 8 seconds a lap quicker than Valentino Rossi here, which just seems weird, because we're now 11 seconds in front of him, by the way. Since Champi Herreros. And also, that penalty is not fair, because they give you penalties for going on that pit lane exit bit. And I still don't think that's right, because they do it in real life, so I don't see why you should get a penalty for that. Especially because it basically makes the corner possible. But anyway, as we come towards the line, how much did we beat him by in the end then? 16.7 seconds, so we almost doubled what we had to do. Just missed out a little bit by on that. So there we go, then we unlocked Alex Barros, and we unlocked Honda Pons, and then a crocodile, or is it an alligator? I don't know, there's a way you can tell the difference, and I don't know what it is, so, you know, bit of a shame. So we'll head back to the menu, and we'll sort of end the video there. So there you go then, that's well, the first 4 challenges of the Dawn of MotoGP done. Hope you have enjoyed that one. Obviously 2 of them were the same challenge, and as I'm sure you could tell, I was not too happy about that, the fact that they were the same, because they literally were the same, at the same track. It's like, come on. Why? You just randomly decided to do a challenge with Rukawa that didn't even happen because there's no day. Because they can't both be on pole, can they? So, it doesn't make any sense. I know that obviously they're like, oh, we'll do something with Rukawa, we can do good at home, and obviously we don't have Suzuka for whatever reason. Actually, speaking of which, it'd be nice to have Suzuka as a classic track in one of them, but, you know, whatever. Back to the point at hand, it just seems a bit pointless to do 2 of them, but I hope you have enjoyed it regardless of that. You probably enjoyed my reaction to that, them both being the same, but like I said, I hope you have enjoyed that one. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.